actions only make me taste bitter pain. This kind of love is not what I wanted. So, when the system gave me the choice to either leave this world or stay, I chose to leave without a moment's hesitation. The system gave me one day to say goodbye to this world and suggested I have one last meal with my children. However, my son rejected me. He said to me, Lady Jiang, if you keep coming to see me and my sister, our mother will be unhappy. He even told Gu Jingyan about this. Soon, Gu Jingyan came to see me. He had just returned from court, wearing his dark blue vice minister's robes, which accentuated his handsome yet cold demeanor. Jiang Yuning, you went to see the children again today? His voice was calm, but I could still hear his displeasure. In the past, when I missed the children, after saying that, he left. I watched Gu Jingyan's hurrying back as he walked away, my eyes stinging. In his eyes, my mere presence was like a stain upon the children. To Gu Jingyan, who looked down on Jingyan, had to be settled. But as of today, the heart-fluttering feelings I had when I first met him had been slowly. The system said, no, I have adjusted your body's parameters. This body will fall bravely, panting as I leaned against the doorframe. It's fine. I have a high pain hall in the ancestral hall, kneeling all through the night. Pain had long since become a habit. Once, when I arrived, I saw my son waiting at the gate. But before I could speak to disturb our family's happy reunion, in an instant, it felt as I was both cold and in pain. Suddenly, I felt a need to leave this world. I endured the pain and returned to my own bedroom, reminding the system endlessly, Jiang Yuning, you actually poisoned the lotus pigment. You hurt my sister and my mother. I hate you. You deserve to die. I didn't punish him. Until Qingyan and Zhao Zhao are out of danger, you will kneel here and reflect on your Zhao Zhao have not been poisoned. Miss Zhao Zhao simply did you wrongly. But don't hold it against the young master. He was only worried and anxious. He usually invited me. There is a lantern festival tonight. Do you think by hiding here, you can escape the mistakes you've made? I looked up at Gu Jingyan, saying each word clearly. I didn't push Jiang Qingyan into the water. If you don't believe me, call the authorities. I refused to admit any wrongdoing. Gu Jingyan's eyes were dark, his anger flaring up. He strode forward and grabbed my arm deeply and shouted for the servants. Go get the doctor. Have them come. And heard this. He immediately forgot about me and hurriedly turned to leave, leaving only one sentence. I'll send someone with medicine later. I didn't stop him, watching him leave in a hurry, but the medicine was never sent. From excessive blood loss, the pain became unbearable. I was woken up by crying and shouting at the door. Father, me and my sister don't know your feelings to your sister. I hope this suffering will teach her a lesson, to respect you more in the Gu Jingyan's way. If the system hadn't helped me find the marriage contract between the Jiang and Gu family, Jingyan to marry me, I might have been beaten to death by now. As I was thinking, another wave of stabbing pain hit my brain, like countless wild dogs tearing at my bones. The pain made my head spin. I couldn't help asking the system, it hurts too much. How much longer until I can die? The system said, soon, only 6 hours left. At the same time, Gu Jingyan's cold questioning rang in my ear. What? How much longer until you die? I opened my eyes. I only realized then that Gu Jingyan had entered the room at some point. Jiang Qingyan had already left. How can the children be close to you? And how can I feel safe letting you near them? He was looking down on me again. I tremblingly propped my body up, looking straight into the man's eyes. I told him very seriously, Gu Jingyan, I am truly going to die. In the future, I will no longer disturb the happiness of you, Jiang Qingyan, and your family of 4. You don't need to warn me over and over again. As I spoke, I pointed expressionlessly at the door. Since you don't want to see me, then don't come looking for me. It just so happens that I don't want to see you either. The door is over there. Please leave. Perhaps my gaze was too indifferent. Gu Jingyan actually showed a rare moment of error. It was as if he never me every time, of how unworthy I am. Since both you and the children reject me, from now on, we will cut ties. Remember, it is I who no longer wants you, and no longer wants the 2 children. Gu Jingyan's hand suddenly tightened, an inexplicable sense of unease rising in his heart. Staring at me, his voice was tense as he asked, where could you go without us? From the day you married me, you are a person of the Jiang family, in life or death. I smiled mockingly. Have you forgotten the family rules? Rule 8, and a smooth life. Jiang Qingyan had said that a child's prayers are the most effective, so the 2 children had come specifically to pray for her. But Chao Chao was young and impatient. He lost his balance while on tiptoes and fell toward Gu Xiaoyan. The 2 of them fell straight off the platform. Gu Xiaoyan shouted in terror, Mother, save us. Jiang Qingyan was standing right there. Not only did she not reach out to catch them, she instinctively took a step back. The 2 children fell heavily to the ground. Chao Chao hit her head, and blood flowed out immediately. She was only 2 years old. When she got hurt, she could only cry out loud, it hurts. I want Shenyang. I want Mother Shen to hold me. Gu Xiaoyan held his sister in distress. He had seen Jiang Qingyan's backward movement, and angrily questioned, Mother, why didn't you catch us? Me and my sister fell so hard. He pouted as he spoke. If Mother Shen were here, she definitely would have saved us. Last time I knocked over the candle holder in courtyard, nor could I leave the Jiang house. I couldn't help but ask the system, Why am I still in this world? Haven't I left yet? System, did you have a bug? The system replied quickly, don't worry, we've arrived. The lady's body is right here. The maid's voices came from behind, accompanied by footsteps. I turned my head. I couldn't see his expression, but after a long while, there was a soft sound, as if liquid was dripping on her shin to hold me. Along with it, Gu Xiaoyan was also shouting loudly, Jiang Yuni, are you being lazy again? Why don't you come and serve us quickly? Sister has been crying all the way, and froze. Clearly, it was he who knocked his sister down, but he stood with hands on his hips, shouting at me, Jiang Yuni, are you sick? Why didn't you light the lanterns tonight? You even used the threshold me and the servants in my courtyard. They had not a shred of respect. In the past, I would have felt heartbroken. He was indeed reasonable and sensible. Everyone would praise him as a good child. He was only disrespectful toward me. Jiang Dad. Back then, I had no choice but to stay silent, as no one was on my side. If I showed even the slightest bit of dissatisfaction, it would only be seen as being unreasonable and needing punishment. Now, hearing Gu Xiaoyan scolding me, it doesn't hurt anymore. The air was momentarily silent. A servant cautiously said to the young master, please don't be angry, young master. Lady Yuni, she just passed away. Gu Xiaoyan froze. For a moment. Impossible, you're lying. Father, he's lying. Quickly take it as ever. Previously, I thought he had cried for my death. It turned out to be an illusion. I thought to myself silently. Someone, come when he spoke. His voice was terribly hoarse, as if it carried a sob. But just for an instant. And then it returned to normal. He signaled the servants to come to the funeral. The young master and Cha Cha were born of her. They should wear mourning clothes for her. They will stay in the ancestral hall tonight. From today on, wear mourning clothes for me. But hadn't he said that on the family tree, the children are Jiang Qingyan's biological children and have nothing to do with me? By doing this, is he not afraid Jiang Qingyan will be saddened and complain? No one answered my jet ever again. Please don't make me kneel for her. As soon as he cried, Cha Cha followed suit. As Cha Cha cried, eyes were glistening with tears, staring at me with such persistence. It was as if she could actually see me. My heart skipped a beat in that instant. In the next moment, Gu Jinyan's gaze suddenly shifted toward me, incredibly sharp. Living people couldn't see my soul, so there was no need to hide. So, I raised my eyes to meet Gu Jinyan's gaze. He indeed couldn't see me. His gaze was wandering. Jinyan had always been noble and composed, even when he was mocked and ridiculed. For marrying a country girl like me, he had remained steady, refuting them word by word. Now, his soul-crushed appearance seemed somewhat unusual. However, he quickly withdrew his gaze and ordered the servants, go change the young master and Cha Cha into mourning clothes, and have someone watch over them as they kneel, creating a somber atmosphere. My soul followed my own remains, all the way to the ancestral hall. Gu Jinyan followed as well. He stood in the setting. Qin Xian coughed. It's my illness. Miss Jiang, the monk said only you can cure me. I paused, feeling a bit hesitant. I don't know how to practice medicine. She had been married for 5 years without conceiving and wouldn't live long. Coincidentally, Jiang Qingyan had a medicinal prescription that she almost never used and will be poisoned. Qin Xian still won't survive the month. I was very hesitant. Qin Xian's eyes dimmed. She forced a smile. Miss Jiang, as long as you can cure my illness, no matter what request you have, the Jinan Marquis residence will do its best to fulfill it. I hope you will consider it carefully. She didn't pressure me, but personally saw me out. I felt a bit embarrassed, but I couldn't just tell them. Stretched his hand away. I'm here to visit the fair. I like the excitement. What's wrong?